Welcome back to Podcast 103. Yeah, jump scare. Show me what you got. That was such a good episode. Have you gotten into that episode yet, John?
What?
I recall last time you were on the podcast, you were talking about watching Rick and Morty. The guy with like the big
Rick
like
and Morty?
the Get Swifty episode where
What?
we should do a water bottle count on this podcast. Like how many times? Stop. Got a new microphone, by the way. In case you didn't notice.
Testing.
And, it's gonna be very annoying, I think, for certain
Very
people.
much.
Jack Dunn. He's gonna blast the audio.
You can do ASMR podcasts.
No, I don't think this microphone is meant for ASMR. This isn't exactly like the.
microphone.
Very high quality.
Any
microphones.
microphone can be a ASMR microphone if you're brave enough.
Yeah, I guess. Stop. I'm here with probably the three most, well, maybe not Kale, but the two most ADHD podcast guests for this first episode of the microphone.
But
It'll be
hey,
very
I drink a
interesting.
Rockstar before this. So
Oh,
I'm
no.
basically
So
at
you're on their level.
I'm at their level.
Yeah. So we got Kale, John, Jack. Jack, haven't seen you on the podcast in a while.
Yeah, I won an award for biggest fall off or whatever it was.
Yeah, biggest falling off of a podcast
Yeah.
guest
So
because
and like Michael Jordan once said, I took it personally. So I'm back on the podcast.
yeah. Jack done text or Snapchats me. He's like, "Yo, you got to get me on this podcast." I'm like, "Done." I've been waiting for you to be on since like episode 90.
No, I was on the special though.
Yeah, you were on episode 100.
I was on the special.
I think I've said this on one of the most recent podcasts, but like doing that whole movie thing and having you on for like those brief periods would actually be easier than scheduling you for a podcast episode, like a normal podcast episode. That would have been a nightmare.
I mean, I gotta get on this shit more. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I like the podcast. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
And you said you're excited now that we're in the video format.
Yeah. And we got a nice microphone too.
Yeah.
Now we all just gotta get the headphones.
Yeah. We'll be like Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan,
how the fucking headphones are like way bigger than his head. So it like comes out like this.
Let me just pull Island Boys real quick.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, Island Boys Leave. I actually watched that last night.
I've actually been kind of keeping up with the Impossible ones. They're kind of interesting.
Did you hear about that, Jack Dunn?
I kind of heard about I heard about how. Let me just restart. I heard about how they like walked out of a podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
So on Logan Paul's podcast, they basically were talking about they have like diamond encrusted teeth.
Yeah.
And so George on the podcast, he's like the funny guy, kind of. He was like, yeah, and then he's got they had all their jewelry and stuff, and then they like did a diamond test, and they're like it was 100% real, and then George was like, yeah, and if it doesn't work, you just sell it, and then they were like kind of pissed, and then if it was me in that situation, I would have just been like, oh no, I was just joking, and then they're like, no, and they were like, yeah, no, don't say that, and then George is like, he's like, what the fuck you mean? I'll say what I want to say. I'm not going to shut up. And that's where they got really pissed and got in an argument. So then everyone was like, George did nothing wrong. It's like, really? I mean,
he was being a bad podcast host.
He wasn't being polite. I mean, obviously the Island Boys weren't like the best guests. They can barely string a sentence together.
You know I'm thugging, bro. It's like,
yeah.
What?
And so so George is like, what the fuck? And then they leave, and George is like, what did I do? It's like, well, if you really wanted them to stay, you could have just been like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, I would have shut up. But he's like, George is like, I've been pushed around by guests on this podcast before, but I'm not gonna let the fucking Island Boys push me around or something like that.
That's funny.
It was really funny. And then they just did the podcast without him for like another 30 minutes because they left after like 25 minutes into the podcast. We've only had one guest walk on the Be Quiet podcast before.
Who's that? What was it?
Jack Dunn.
Oh.
I walked on the podcast. What episode?
Episode 25. It was the season finale, and you basically walked because it was the episode where like new people started joining. It started out with just me, and then you joined, and then like Warndell joined, and then more people, and eventually Marcus joined, and we were talking about how we were playing Minecraft and you brought all your diamonds to the end and then died. And then Marcus, we all were making fun of you, and then Marcus started making fun of you, and then then at the time like you and Marcus weren't like as close,
No.
so then you weren't having it, so you left, but then you came back. You just left the Discord call.
Bro, those Minecraft days of like
Remember when
early
John killed your
quarantine,
fox?
it was
What does the
toxic.
fox say? Nothing.
This man killed my fox in
He killed
Minecraft.
Fit. He killed Fit the fox.
Fitz.
Fitz?
Yeah, was it Fitz?
No,
Was
it's
it Fit?
Fit,
Oh, it
like
was
Fit
Fit.
MC.
Oh, it was Fit. Yeah.
Fit like fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack,
Right.
John, are you into fitness?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were the kind of guy who's into fitness.
So I've encountered something called food, and it's very good, and so that's what I do.
This is a whole new
You don't
learning
need to
process
get
for
this
John.
close to
I remember he
someone.
did that on like the first episode he was on, where he's like, "So, I was doing this," and I'm
So
like,
yeah.
it's like, the first episode with John was a real hoot, where he fucking left and sat on the couch because he couldn't relate to the story that me and Borndale were talking about.
Yeah, so I just stayed on the couch.
But now we got a hell of a story.
Oh my god.
Yes, we do.
This is why I've been trying to get Jack Dunn on the podcast. I was trying to get Jack Dunn and John on the podcast. I probably tried to get him on like episode like 91, 92, and then every time Jack Dunn was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like going out later." This like the episode 100, like you making up like excuses, is very realistic. Obviously not like it's hyperbole in that, because you're saying that you're gonna go resurrect your dead cat. But then in real life you're like, "Oh yeah, shit, I gotta do homework later today," and then I'm like, ah. And then of course like the few days that Jack Dunn is free, then John is like, "Oh yeah, no, I can't do it today." I'm like,
Like yes.
We just kind of got lucky because I was like, I want to be on the next podcast, and so
Yeah.
it just worked out well that way.
yeah. But it's like we don't have any school or anything right now, so
Yeah.
we got not a lot of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
so
nice. Very nice.
yeah, I still have, I'm here for another like 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I gotta find people to do the podcast that are gonna be in town for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I got people in mind that I want to have on around soon, but like I don't know when. But like anyways, uh,
When's school start for you?
the 31st.
Me
Oh
too.
my goodness.
What about
for
you?
24th,
Damn.
What day do you leave?
23rd.
Okay, so you got like 11 days. I don't know. Some people go back kind of early.
I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah. Some people, yeah,
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Like Carl. Why is Carl at school?
Oh, he's taking J-term classes.
Like at school.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
all got moved online, so I think he went back home. So
Oh.
I'm not sure though.
Well, if you're Carl, you'd think you'd want to get out of your house as less as possible, because Carl fucking hates his family. And if you're listening to this, Carl's parents, Carl hates you. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoops.
But Carl's always like, maybe I shouldn't say it, but Carl's parents don't even know about this podcast.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think they know about it because of awards night, but then they don't know about him on it.
I think that's one of the most funny things. Like, you got an award for this podcast, but there's like a lot of profanity and a lot of
Well, no.
a lot of like
That is funny.
a
Well,
lot
that-
of random shit.
That was funny because we were on awards night. I probably have told the story on the podcast before, but it was like awards night day, and I'm on the fucking stage, and the guy's like, he's like, yeah, he's got a podcast he runs every week. I just listened to it, and I'm on the stage like, oh no.
Oh.
Everyone in the crowd starts laughing, and I'm like, oh no, because the most recent episode was we had Burrow, Teglin, and Sandquist, and it started off with Teglin saying, "Hey, Sandquist, who is in Paris?" And then the fucking guy's like, "Oh yeah, I just listened to it. It's really funny."
Oh god.
So,
Yikes.
Does anybody know who was in Paris?
I believe French people are in Paris.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
What did you?
What did he say?
Why did they say-
ASMR. Oh, I can't even do it.
Jack, did you hear about the results of the poker tournament?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't actually. You should share.
Yeah, so basically we did we have a poker league that John doesn't really go to, but Kale hosts a lot, and me and Jack Dunn appear, and we play poker. Over winter break, it's kind of been a weird situation where Jack Dunn keeps losing poker, and
It's unbelievable.
I keep winning.
It's unbelievable.
Jack Dunn has been negative every single night he's played, and I've been positive every night I played.
Me and Kale,
Yeah,
bro.
I swear.
We've been getting so
We're,
unlucky.
like bad beats too. It's not like we can't make hands, and then when we do make hands,
Somebody has a better.
Someone has a better-
and it's like
Yeah.
a complete cooler. It's
Or-
like, come on.
Or like Sandquist has a fucking random. Oh, it's like,
What
oh yeah,
Sandquist
10,
says, oh my
10
God.
to Full House.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
that.
convinced.
he plays a lot of hands, but it works out for him
Yeah,
sometimes.
and like
Yeah.
the thing is like statistically it shouldn't, but it does. Like that's
Yeah.
the annoying
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So very tough.
Everyone like robbed you and Lizzie robbed him of all his money.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Ah,
That was funny.
I was playing poker.
He was
but I don't
literally
know how to play poker.
he was literally like basically what he was doing is this, just brain dead, and then like he'd pick up his cards and go, "What do I do?" To like me and Lizzie, and then we'd like play for him, and like we won him. Like how much did we win you?
We went up like we won like $40.
Yeah.
I'll say
and like
my-
he did nothing.
my biggest win in poker is probably around like a plus 40, plus
Yeah.
45. I don't know. That was like I remember one time we were at your mom's house and we were playing outside and I had a huge night. Like I was just winning hand after hand.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Was that the night that Jax broke his phone?
I can't remember.
Because if it was, I know Jax
no, yeah, I
lost
think
a
that
lot of
was-
money that night.
Well,
I think I don't know what happened, but I know for a fact I had at least $80
That's
in
when
chips
you
in front of
guys-
me.
These people, they're at my mom's house. I have this poker set or whatever. These people sprayed bug spray on my poker chips and they would stick together.
I'd be pissed.
I was pissed. I'm like, bro, you're using my poker chips. You sprayed them with bug spray?
That's the kind of shit where you probably don't do this, Kel, because you're more mellow than me. But I'd be like, stop,
Yeah.
and then they'd be like,
I don't,
and then
like-
they keep doing
Well,
it.
I didn't even like. I think I was swimming and they were playing poker, so like I didn't like know about it at first. But I was like,
Oh,
oh my god, you gotta
Yeah.
be kidding me. I was like, dude, like what? Like I was like, usually when people do stuff like that, I always think like, what's their thought process behind it?
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you spray bug spray on poker chips?
Yeah.
I'm
don't
like,
you realize
what?
that that'll make it very sticky and gross?
That's a tarantula.
I'm like,
What?
what?
Just kidding.
What the fuck? He just
Yeah,
because there's a
said something
tarantula
stupid. I
on
just
it.
said something stupid. Yeah. I just sneak something
But
stupid.
hypothetically though,
If there was a
if there
tarantula,
was a tarantula on the poker chip,
but its name was Kale.
would he actually be playing poker or would he be technically in a garden?
If there's a tarantula on a table where there's cards, would you be playing poker or would you be playing Spider Solitaire?
We love you, John.
We love you, John. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so we do the sometimes like at the end of the all school. What the fuck am I talking about? After the all night grad party,
There you go.
we did the World Series of Poker, where it's basically what am I doing? I'm checking to see if the recording is still. You check to see if the recording is still going. It is. And yeah, so basically, you buy in with $10, and then the winner gets like all of it. But then
Most of it.
yeah, third place gets their money back. Second place gets like double what they bought in for, and then the winner gets it all the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we did that, and we had like 9 people the first time.
I was the first one out.
Yeah, Jack Dunn got fucked in the
Are you
ass.
talking about?
This is at Marcus's after the all night grab
yeah.
party.
I don't think I was there.
I
Yeah.
left I left when the sun was coming up and they still weren't done.
That's,
Yeah.
Well, because
What
we started
time?
at like 2:30.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair, I
we started
guess.
late as fuck because it was after the all night grab party. So we
Yeah.
were there at like we got there about 2:30
Yeah.
and I got home at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, I actually like that because I like doing the World Series because it's like I'll play way more like risky. I'll put in a lot more money. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm raising it
Yeah.
20, because in real life I'm just a giant pussy when it comes to money. I don't.
Oh,
I'm
same.
a big cheapskate. That's cheap steak.
Depends on how much money I got on
Yeah.
me, but I'm also a
Cheapskate? Yeah.
cheapskate.
Yeah, cheapskate. Okay, so then yeah, I basically I'm like I don't want to waste my money or whatever. But when it comes to it's like, well, I'm gonna lose the same amount of money either way, so I might as
Yeah.
well go all in or whatever. And so, yeah, so then I ended up getting like third place in that tournament. But
How'd
then
you do of the one recently?
yeah, so this tournament, I basically I had the lowest amount of chips, right? I was like gonna lose. Then there's one hand where I'm like, I probably could go. Could probably win this hand. And Bailey's like, just go all in. I'm like, yeah, why don't I just go all in? Because if I lose, it's just like, oh no, I lose $5 because there's a period after like 30 minutes where you can buy in more, and I
Yeah.
decided not to. And it's like, I might as well just go all in. And Bordeaux was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah.
Was that one on passed out on the couch?
No, this
No,
was a
this is-
different
this is a
day.
different
This is
day.
no, yeah, this is a
You
different
were
day.
not there.
Yeah, this was like a couple days ago. And then wait, I don't even remember that day. When were you passed on the couch?
You
You
might
were
not have
not.
been.
I don't
you
think
were
I
not
was there.
You were not there.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't seen you in real life in a long time.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
That's number 2.
That's 2. Yep.
Yeah.
Three, actually.
This is the third
Three,
water
yeah.
bottle.
Mhm.
And then so so then I went all in, I won the hand, and then I just won like 3 very pivotal hands. I knocked Marcus out of the entire tournament.
Yeah, he was the first though.
Yeah. And then
I think I was second.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jack done. I almost got you out on one hand, but you still had a couple chips left.
Yeah.
Because it was really bad for you because you had like a pair of like queens or
I had
something.
top. I had top. I had
You
top
you had,
pair.
you'd
Top
pair
pair.
queens, but then I had
Ace
Jack
queen.
I had Jack Queen 2 pair off the rip, so I knew I was basically gonna win. And Bailey's just in my ear, he's like, "Go all in right now," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna go all in
I
because
would have folded.
Jack Dunn will be pissed." So I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, well Jack he wanted me to pre-raise after you pre-raise. He wanted me to pre-raise you all in. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Fucking hate when Bailey does that.
It's
Like,
even
Yeah,
the
so-
it's
part
like, bro,
that's
let him play. Let
so
him. Let
so
you play
I
your
tried
fucking
to
hand.
I did as well as I could to make you because I didn't knock you out,
No.
but I also got my money's worth out of the hand. I basically got as much money as I could because I knew you weren't gonna go all in.
There was a flush draw out there too, and if you would have went all in, I would have just like thought you had the flush, but I was trying to play like I had the flush.
Yeah.
But I should have bet on the river because, well, I think no, it was on me first, so I checked. But if you were gonna bet, I was probably gonna go all in.
Yeah, that's the thing with poker is that even if you have like the royal flush and you go all in, people are just gonna fold. So
Exactly.
you gotta like squeeze money out of
That's
people.
the part that annoys me about Tyler is because like Tyler sometimes when he's out, like he'll try to tell me what to do on my hand. I'm
Yeah.
like you can't just factor in what you have right now. You have
Yeah.
to factor in like what people did like previously and like before.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's stuff
Or
that,
like Bailey's like factoring in. It's like, yeah, what you would do right now is different than what I would do right now because I don't have a lot of chips right now.
yeah, he's
You,
yeah.
I can't bully people because I have like 10 chips.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Bailey's weird when it comes to poker, obviously. But what ended up happening was I ended up it was just in the final like Josh. Were you there when Josh
No,
wanted to leave?
because Josh and Ben left, and then
Yeah, Ben
Well, no,
played for
his
Well,
Josh.
Josh wanted to leave, so he gave it to Ben. Were you there for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I think Kale, you got Borndale out, and then it
I
was
don't know if I might have gotten Borndale. I know there was a hand where Bailey went all in against Borndale and Borndale folded, but if Borndale didn't fold, he would have beat Bailey and Bailey
Yeah.
had nothing and I had nothing, but I had higher nothing. So I got
yeah.
luckily I would have got knocked out if Ben
Yeah,
didn't
Borndale
fold.
got fucked by and then you got third. I don't remember who
Yeah.
got you out exactly, but it was
I
just
don't-
me,
yeah, I
me
don't
and Bailey.
remember.
I was way ahead, and then I was actually beating Bailey for a while. But Bailey had to go all in on one of the hands, and it just came down to there was one hand where it was like there was a I had 2 pair,
Mhm.
but then he had 2 pair technically because there was like
The board was
the
paired.
board was paired and he had an ace or something like that. So all he had in his hand was an ace, and I had 2 pair in my hand, and I still lost. I had like I mean, and it was also like I had kings and like eights, and he had like aces and like threes or some
yeah,
shit like
that
that.
sucks.
So it sucked because it was one card.
One card, yeah.
And then he basically bullied me. And then the annoying thing that pissed me off was afterwards we were talking for a while. We were watching a movie and we were just talking. And Bailey goes, "Hanson, can I be honest with you? That was the easiest face-up game I ever played." It's like, well, Bailey,
You did no matter what he says, I think you did really well.
Yeah.
Because like if you've watched tournament poker, like tournament poker heads up is so much different than like
It's-
what you because you've never
It's a
probably
different
played
game.
heads
It's a
up.
different
Yeah.
game.
I've never
I've
been in
never
that
even
situation.
played
I've
it.
never been in that situation, and I've never watched it either.
Yeah.
So it's like you fucking. It's like, damn, Bailey. Maybe I should have just stacked the deck, and maybe I would have won against you. But it was like, it pissed me off because it's like, first of all, obviously you're gonna do better than me because
He's watched it
you know
before.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Second of all, you almost lost.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. And it's just like, why do you need to say
Yeah,
that?
and that's like
You already won the money.
That's
And-
what I
but-
even said. I was
yeah.
like, I can't say anything. I took third. Like you beat me, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm taking a little break from poker. I'm
I
probably
don't-
not.
Well, we're
I'm
probably not gonna play
yeah,
until
that's true.
spring
Not
break at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play. It's just like, it's like heart wrenching because it's like I consider myself an above average poker player, and usually
Yeah.
I either come out on top or I like break
At least
even.
break even, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've just been getting like
Yeah, the last couple of nights that we've actually
I haven't been
played-
able to make any hands, and every time I do make a hand, there's like a flush draw out there.
Yeah,
or, like,
last couple
straight
times
draw.
I've played, I feel like we both have lost like $20, and it
Yeah.
like blows because it's like
It's-
we're not even playing that bad. It's
I
just
know.
like, just sucks.
Yeah.
You enjoying the story, John?
Yeah.
We have a very good story to tell about John
Yeah.
tonight. It's
Well,
our feature story.
Well, John is in the John part of the story is like not even like
That's
the
not
main
even
part of the story.
that's not even the
It's just like a
craziest
caveat.
part.
So basically, what happened was
Yeah.
I'll start the story and then we can all co-tell a story.
Yeah, for sure.
So basically, me, Jack, and John, you actually showed up at the end of the night, but it wasn't.
What night was this?
So basically, it was one of the last nights of summer,
yeah.
and me, Jack, and John were gonna have a LAN party. We're gonna play Fortnite at John's house.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Jack brought our entire PlayStations, our monitors to John's.
So much shit.
It was such a pain in the ass because we got to bring our PlayStation,
Controller.
controller, headset, like the portable charger, the
TV.
cord, the TV, the cord for the TV, the HDMI cord,
Oh.
all that shit. We put it all in John's house, right? And Jack wanted us to bring a PS5,
Yeah.
so it's humongous.
It's huge.
So we bring all that shit into John's house, right? We're planning on having a LAN party, but first we're gonna go to Cane's.
Get a little munching before we
Munching.
play.
Speaking of munching, John,
There was a.
you might have to
I had
speak
some
up.
Delta 8 gummies,
Speak up.
and yeah, I had more than I thought. It was my first time doing it. I had way more than I should have.
Well, then because Jack done,
He told me he got these Delta 8 gummies.
which are legal, by the way.
Which are legal.
You can buy them
You can
buy
purchase them if
you
you're
can
18.
purchase them
in Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin.
Or
at a-
anywhere you feel like. I
Yeah.
feel like
So,
this is an ad, but
I told John, I was like, so he got the same pack that I had before, and I was like, okay, so what you should do is eat one. I told him, eat one. If you eat two, you're gonna be way too high.
And then sometimes you were
And-
like, you were like, usually I'll take half of one.
Yeah,
but for his
I-
first one, you should take one.
I told him like I usually take half of one, and that is a pretty good pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But even off one, the first time I had these, I took two, and I was like, it was
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
So he'd use like, just take one.
I told him to just take one and go to his house.
How much?
until-
How much did you take, John?
4.
He took four.
4.
20 milligrams.
Which is quadruple what Jack Dunn said.
the quadruple like the recommended amount. Quadruple just. I was like, you took 4, and then he said, how many did?
The people I was with were gonna finish my freaking gummies, so I had to eat them all fast. And I didn't think about it.
So he took 4, right? And so
If I can't have it, no one can.
That's what happened, dude.
so yeah,
They consumed the rest of them like fast. And it
They
was
should do an
20
episode
bucks.
of Sesame Street where Cookie Monster accidentally eats like a pot cookie. That'd be really funny.
I feel like that'd be like a cutscene in Family Guy. You know?
yeah,
Cut away.
definitely.
Yeah.
Me get the munchies. Nom 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 nom.
Anyway, so we get in Lucas's car because he ever so courteously
Yeah.
drove there.
I don't know why I was driving. I have like easily the shittiest car of the three
And
of us.
so-
But
And so we're on our way to Cane's, and
it's also raining.
it's also raining, and it's mostly a normal ride. We're just listening to music, like
Yeah.
nothing out of the ordinary.
John is in the
And
back.
John is in the back, just chilling, And so we get to Cane's. Let me know if I miss any details.
Well, John on the way there was like, what?
Yeah, John started to feel the 4 Delta 8 gummies he consumed.
4.
And so
Yeah.
we go to Cane's.
We go to Cane's and it's raining.
Yeah.
And then there's we get there and there's a guy. He's working at the
This is
Cane's.
Cane's and
Well, yeah, it's the close. Whoever knows where we live, which pretty much everyone, I'd assume, it's the closest Cane's to where we live.
yeah.
So you can do the Google Maps yourself. And also, fun fact about that Cane's, it's actually the closest Cane's to Eau Claire.
Really?
Yeah, even though it's like an hour and a half away.
That's
I
tough.
don't even know
Yeah, because there's no Cane's in Wisconsin. So all my Wisconsin friends in Eau Claire have never had Cane's.
Oh man,
Dang.
they're
So it's
missing out.
tough.
Yeah.
So anyways, we get to Cane's and there's a guy and he's holding the door open. And then Jack Dunn just goes, now that's what I call service or something like that.
I say some dumbass remark.
Yeah, you're like, now that's what I call
And I'm
service.
like, oh, what a great one. I was
He's
I
like-
was hyping this guy.
And he's like, yeah, hold the door open for you, man. And we're like, yeah. And then he holds the other door open for us. And we're like, yeah. And then we're just like, well, that was pretty nice or whatever.
We thought the great acts of this man were gonna stop after
Yeah,
that,
we were
but
just
we
like, damn, that was a nice guy, right? Keep that in mind, right? So then we get to order. Jack Dunn goes first, and he gets his like whatever cup and
my box
his
combo and
box
my cup.
combo. I think we all got the box combo. And then I'm ordering, and then I noticed Jack Dunn is talking to this guy over by the drink machine, and I think from what I recall, I think he was trying to take your cup
And fill it
and
up
fill it
with
up for
Sprite.
you. He's like, I can fill this up for you, man. I can fill this up for you, man. And Jack Dunn's like, yeah, sure. And so Jack Dunn goes and sits down, and and then I think as I'm like, well, okay, I don't know what's going on over there. But then right as the lady hands me my cup, and he like grabs it, and I think he like puts his hand into the cup. He's like grabbing. He's like, I can fill this up for you. I can fill this up for you. It's like I'm like, okay. And he's like, what do you want? I'm like, Fanta or something like that, Crush, Orange Crush. So he fills it up, and I think I'm walking over to my chair, and he's like, I got that for you. Like, I got that for you. He like pulls the chair out for me. And I'm like, oh,
You be doing the
thank you.
Do be
most.
doing the
Or no,
most.
because he's like, where do you want to sit? Where do you want to sit? I'm like, just the corner one, or I guess this far one. And then he's like, he thinks I'm trying to sit in the booth, so he's like scraping off the booth, like wiping down the tables, like where I'm gonna sit. It's like he's curling. He's like wiping off exactly where I'm gonna sit, and I'm like, oh, I was gonna sit here. He's like, oh, sorry. So then he wipes up, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then he does the same thing to John, and John sits down, and he's like, what the fuck?
He's losing it.
And
He's
John,
starting to
and
lose
then
it.
we're like, John, you might think that this is not happening. This is real.
This
This
is
guy
real.
that you're experiencing is a real person.
I was in shock. I was actually in shock. This is a fast food restaurant we're going to,
Yeah,
and this guy's like giving us like Michelin like star
yeah.
service. It's nuts.
So then he's like, you guys want napkins? Want napkins? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we're just like, what we should have just been is like, no, we're fine. We got it ourselves. But we realize this guy's like, he's clearly wanting a tip, or he just is bored.
Yeah.
So then he's like, he goes and grabs like a bunch of napkins, gives it to us, and he's like, anything else? And Jack Dunn's like, I think I could use some ketchup. And Jack Dunn is like,
I didn't say that, did I?
or he's like, well,
I think I just asked him to fill up my cup again or some shit like
no,
that.
because your cup was like halfway empty. He's like, you want me to fill up your cup? And he's like, yeah, sure, that'd be great, man. And then he fills it up or whatever. But then I remember he asks you if you want ketchup. He's like, how many do you want? He's like, you're like, I think I'll take 5. And he's like, here you go. And he goes and gets it. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're like,
He did that.
and we're
He did
like,
that.
okay. And then John's like, can I get some ketchup? He does it again. Then the food comes. I get my fucking box combo. And he's like, but before he grabs the food, he's like, I'll be your server all night. If you guys need any napkins, if you need any ketchup, if you need any salt, if you need a refill on your drinks, if you need any sauce, I can get you sauce. We're usually not supposed to get you the extra sauce, but I can get you the extra cane sauce. He's like, I can get that for you, man. I'll be your server all night. I'll help you whatever you want. And we're like, thanks so much, bro.
At that point, I would just give him $5 and be like, "This is so you leave me alone."
Yeah. So then
We did not do that.
the guy, I swear on my life, you know how they come in the bag and they're also in that like container, like the
Yeah.
styrofoam
Oh my
container.
god!
He grabs it and gives it to me, and I'm like trying to grab it from him. He's like, I got this for you. I got this for you. And he like sets it down, and then he takes the fucking
The top of the box.
No, he takes the box out of the bag for me, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm about to open. He's like, no, I got it for you. And he opens the box for me. I'm like, what the fuck do you think I'm a toddler? Jesus Christ, let me open my fucking food. And I swear to God,
I'm crying.
I was
I'm
almost
crying
expecting it. Yeah, and John and Jack Dunn are laughing. There's people who are sitting next to us that are laughing because he's doing it to everyone else in the restaurant. I was honestly expecting him to start fucking feeding us, like dipping the. Here comes the train, man. Here comes the train. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And John is just sitting there, four Delta 8s.
Four Delta
He's like,
8s.
oh.
Yup, the Delta.
He's just sitting there, and we're just like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
I was questioning reality at that point. I was like, what the fuck is this?
And he literally did that for all of us. And then he's like, you guys want any cane sauce? I'm like, I'll take some cane sauce. He gives us 2, and I almost feel like he opened it for me, like the fucking cane sauce container. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. And then I think we were when we left, and but yeah, like halfway through our meal, he's like, by the way, when you guys leave, don't throw away the trash.
Yeah,
Just
he's
leave it
telling
here.
us
I'll
not to
throw it
throw
away
away.
for you, and then also I'll hold the door open for you when you leave. And we're like, thanks, man. Jeez,
That's
thanks
just
so much.
That
You're just doing too
at this point
much.
we're starting to get like visibly annoyed.
Yeah, we're like,
And
yeah, thanks, bro. And yeah, it's like half funny, half like, okay, we just want to
Yeah.
talk, and we're trying not to talk about him because he's doing this to everyone else in the restaurant. Some guy's literally sitting there by himself, and the cane still next to us, just laughing, like looking like this. He's like, and then we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then obviously we left the garbage there, and we're leaving. We're like, thanks so much for the help tonight, man. He's like, yeah, and if you, my name is whatever, I don't remember his name. He's like, if you come back here on this Canes any Friday or Saturday, I'll be here, man. I'll do the exact same thing I did for you tonight. And we're like, thanks, man, thanks, man. And then we get in the car, we're just like, what the fuck?
I didn't think it was.
this is when John was at like his most like.
Yeah. And then we get back to John's house, and John throws up, and then me and
No,
Jack.
no, no, no. You missed out on a crucial part.
Okay.
We go back to his house. I'm full as fuck. I assume you're full as
Yeah.
fuck. John is not full as fuck. So he pours himself like 3 bowls of cereal, and then
What? I
like,
do not remember this. Oh wait, yeah, I do.
What
and
about
then
the donuts too?
and he had some
Yeah, because we had to stop to Quick
yeah,
Trip
and
to
he
get
got
pop
donuts too.
because
Yeah,
we were gonna drink pop that night or whatever. We got like big huge things of like 1 liter Coke
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like this dude was just
Munching.
munching, and then he had so much food in his stomach that then he had to throw up.
He greened,
He
as they
greened.
say.
He greened.
So me and Jack Dunn, I was
And he's
like,
just dead in the bathroom.
yeah. So me and Jack Dunn we played like one round of Fortnite, and we're like, we're not gonna spend the night here. We could just play with us at home.
Yeah.
So then we just basically we put the fucking we had to haul all of our shit back outside, and your mom was upstairs. She's like, "You guys are leaving," and we're like, "Yeah, John's like not feeling well, so we're just gonna leave." And then basically that was the last time I did anything all summer with my friends was
Yeah, I
other than
think
we
that
went
was
to
one of the last things I did too.
other than we went to State Fair. Yeah.
That
There's a
was
lot of funny as fuck State Fair stories.
from oh wait, I gotta think.
Remember when we got approached by there was like that guy? He's like, by the way, if you pray every
Oh
day,
yeah, that guy,
you
yeah.
will get into heaven. God loves you. And we're like, thanks, man. Yep.
There's some
Lord be with you.
weird people,
This guy was
bro.
like preaching to us.
There's some weird people, bro. I
Yeah.
swear, especially at the state fair.
State Fair is like just the biggest clusterfuck of this state.
People-
So
People genuinely go there just to watch other people because people are
It
gonna
is.
be there doing dumb stuff.
oh, and it's always so much fun.
Yeah.
It's always so much
I
fun.
love people watching at the State Fair like this. Oh my God. I swear on my life. You guys ever see it was like a Care 11 News, maybe it wasn't Care 11 News, but it was like one of those news articles of like the conjoined twins that are basically like they have one body but they have two heads.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know, like,
Did they
what,
come to
like,
the
are-
state
I
fair?
saw them I walked by them at the State Fair. Maybe it wasn't them, it was another
Maybe
like,
it was another
conjoined
Yeah,
twins.
but that's probably.
I
like, a
swear to God, I
one-off.
saw someone with two heads at the State Fair.
Were you like how old were you?
It must have been like 2016, maybe.
Oh, I don't. Okay, I was gonna say like I bet like, dude, like that'd be like so like I've never seen a pair of conjoined.
That's like.
twins.
I wonder what the odds of
pretty
that is
rare.
of like that even
very,
happening.
very
Yeah.
rare, very, very rare.
I saw there was like that one meme. I don't know if it was real of like they're like you think you're having a bad day. These two brothers are both conjoined twins. They have one ass, and one of them is gay, and the other one is straight, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh no, yeah, that'd be weird.
Okay, how the fuck does that work? Two people with one ass.
So would you both feel it?
I
then?
think I think so.
Because I think they have two like um
two hearts.
they have all of their organs, I think, but do they share? I think they have two separate stomachs, right?
Well,
So
they-
the one's
have
like
to.
oh, I got a shit, and they're like, oh, I just got done taking a shit. How does that work?
It would be bad.
that would not be fun.
That would not be a
good.
very enjoyable time.
Yeah.
So how many legs do they have?
Two. They have
Two.
they have two
No, they have
legs.
one body, but inside they have like two sets of stuff.
So there's the extra wide load.
No, because
No.
they're fairly skinny, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
That is interesting.
But then yeah, we saw that, and then we saw fucking the girl on the horse. Do you remember that? Whereas like there's some lady like walking, and like this girl on the horse is like, everyone move, and then like because there's like there are two people on the horses, and then they're like more people on horses behind them, but there's two people on the horses in front that are like free range and they're like getting everyone out of the way. And then basically once these people got into like this barn thing that they're trying to get
Oh
into,
yeah, I
then
remember
the
this.
girl on her horse is like, do you know what move out of the way means? Can you hear? Did you not learn how to speak? Or something
She
like
was
that.
going off
And
on
it's
these
like,
kids.
shut the fuck up. She probably didn't hear you. She probably walked up after you said that. I don't remember the whole story. I don't think I told that story on the podcast. That was after when we
I
did that,
remember
but
that. It was like this one. There was just a crazy lady on a horse.
yeah, it was really funny.
Dumb horse.
The horse girls.
Oh, horse girls.
You
Special place.
guys ever watch like any horse movies growing up?
No.
I've been watching Yellowstone, and there's a lot of horses in that.
Oh yeah.
I just finished season 4 today, so I'm all caught up. But
Mm.
I
Do you
it's a great show.
you guys ever watch the movie Racing Stripes?
Mm-mm.
It's like a zebra that tries to horse race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
There's a bunch of I think every time I talk to people about horse movies, like because when I grew up, it was like I went to my grandma's house where my two older girl cousins were there, and they'd always watch like horse movies. So we watched like Horse Crazy, Racing Stripes, and like
So they were
Flicka.
horse girls.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
what
were.
did you just say?
Flicka is a horse movie. I don't remember the movie at all, but I know there's a movie called Flicka about horses.
Flicka.
Flicka,
Flicka.
Dinkin'
I
Flicka.
watched this documentary. It's part of like this series called Bad Sport on Netflix, and one of them was about like equestrian owners
Uh-huh.
and how they like would kill their horses for insurance money and shit. It was really
Really?
fucked up. And
That's
like
messed up.
there was like this hitman who was like known as the Sandman, and he would like he he knew how to kill horses in a way that made it look like a natural death.
Really?
It made
It's
it
weird.
and it was like he got hired by like these like really like rich like billionaires to kill his horses so they'd make more money. It was like a
That is
really fucked up
weird.
That's
story.
ridiculous.
And he ended up like cooperating with the FBI because like when he was in jail, they caught him, and like when he was in jail, he like tried to call all of his like billionaire friends to like bail him out of jail, and none of them answered. So he like just was like, I'm gonna flip because they're like, I mean he's getting life if like
Yeah.
he like doesn't comply.
Yeah.
So, but it was a really interesting story. There's also part of that documentary. There was a episode about this race car driver who was just like probably the biggest mover of cannabis of
Uh-huh.
all time, easily.
Uh-huh.
Like his biggest load into the United States was on a cargo ship, and he brought in like 191,000 tons of weed from Colombia.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's the biggest
insane.
load ever brought to the country, easily. But like,
Mm.
it was crazy how like he didn't get caught. But this was in the 70s, and like that's when like Ronald Reagan was
Uh-huh.
like the war on drugs.
war on
yeah.
drugs.
So like he ended up getting caught and he got life, but Obama pardoned him actually.
Really?
Yeah. So now
Obama.
so now he owns a dispensary and is doing fun stuff with that, and he's living a normal life.
And
But
what's this called?
Bad Sport, and the episode is called Need for Weed.
That's
On
kinda
Netflix.
Huh?
On Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that tonight. That's
Dude,
I,
it's
tried,
my-
I tried to look it up and I couldn't find
It's
it.
like my favorite documentary. It is hilarious. It is like gets you on the edge of your seat. It's crazy. Me and my roommate at college both watched it, and we were just like, that was fucking insane. That guy is insane. That guy has balls of steel. Like it was insane.
Did he have more drugs on him than Chum Lee from Pawn Stars? Didn't he have like 1,000 pounds of like cocaine or something like
Chum Lee had 1,000 pounds of coke.
that? No, it wasn't 1,000
No
pounds.
way.
It was-
That's like
that's
hundreds
actually
of millions of dollars.
yeah. No, I guess it wasn't 1,000 pounds. I don't remember. He had a ton of drugs, and then he had like a bunch of like he had like guns and shit or something.
4.
Chum Lee a hit.
No, that's 5. I counted the 4th.
Damn.
I went like this when nobody was looking. And
I gotta
just went
stay
like this.
hydrated. I don't want to have a dry mouth.
Who do you think is the
No, I just
worst?
think it's funny.
Who do you think is like the worst celebrity? Because like O.J. Simpson killed someone allegedly.
Have you seen the conspiracy where it's just to cover up his son who potentially killed him?
I did
Really?
not see that.
Well, there's like some conspiracy about like OJ's son killing the people, and OJ just took the blame for it to
Hmm.
cover up his son.
That
Yeah,
sounds
so
like
he
a
got away with it.
conspiracy. That sounds like a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's
That's very
Probably
interesting.
why the glove didn't fit.
Well, we know why the glove didn't fit.
Why not?
Because he had to have another glove. He had to have like a glove on already so that it wouldn't like fuck up the DNA. So he had a glove,
Oh,
and then he put the other glove on.
oh, well, yeah.
They did that. They did a Seinfeld parody of that. I've been watching Seinfeld.
Oh, great show.
So
Great show.
there's an episode where basically Elaine is pissed at this girl because she never wears a bra, right? So then Elaine, as a present, gives her a bra, right? But then she shows up to where Elaine works, and she works at like the Peterman, the J. Peterman catalog, which is like a clothing catalog,
Okay, yeah.
and she shows up wearing just a bra, and she's like, that's not a top, that's a bra. And she's like, yeah, I know. And then everyone gets distracted by the fact that she's just wearing a bra, and Elaine gets all pissed. Uh, and then she's walking down the street, and Kramer is driving with Jerry, and they both get distracted looking at her, and then Kramer crashes his car, and then they all like they talk about it to Elaine, and then Elaine's like, "You should sue her." So then Kramer goes to his lawyer, and he's like gonna sue the girl, and for basically causing that to happen. And then I think at the end of the episode, um, because Elaine testifies against the girl, and I don't maybe she got pissed because I think like they started selling like the bra as a top and like the J. Peterman catalog, like it was like a recommended like fashion choice or some shit. That's what happened at the end of the episode. I don't remember what, but basically the last scene of the episode is um fucking they're in the court, and they basically have the bra, and then they basically have the girl try it on, but then it's over her shirt that she's already wearing, and she's like, it doesn't fit.
Oh,
And then that's the end of the episode, and then like she's innocent or whatever,
oh,
which is a parody of the whole
I gotta
OJ thing.
ask my dad if he's seen that one because my dad is a huge Seinfeld fan, and like sometimes we just be watching Seinfeld together, and we just watched the one with Marissa Tomei in it.
I just watched that one
That
too
one is so funny.
because George is engaged and he
George,
wants to date Marissa Tomei.
she's in the new Spider-Man movie. She's in all the
She's
Spider.
in yeah,
Yeah,
no shit. She's been in the MCU since like Civil War, I think.
yeah.
She's in the new Spider-Man movie. Yeah,
Wait, who was that?
Aunt May.
Aunt May, she plays.
I never say aunt instead of aunt unless
It
talking
sounds
about
better.
Spider-Man's
It
aunt.
sounds better. Aunt May sounds better than Aunt May.
Yeah, I've heard people say Aunt May. It's like, no.
Because well, that's what she's called like by Peter.
Yeah, Aunt
So
May. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But it's like I never call my aunts like, oh, Aunt Renee. I say like Renee.
yeah, well he
But he
calls
says
her.
Aunt May
No, he says May.
and Uncle Ben. Yeah, but he says in that movie, but in the other movies he says Aunt May.
Wait, do you just call your uncles and aunts by their first name?
Yeah, I mean
What do you call them?
my uncle Lee. I'm always like, "What's up, Lee?"
I always call
Yeah.
them uncle this, uncle.
I don't. I
So
don't
you
know.
say, "What's up, Uncle this?"
Yeah,
What?
It depends, cause
Wait. What do you call your grandparents?
grandma.
Grandma and
No,
grandpa.
But like, if you're talking to like your mom or your brother, do you say Grandpa this?
Well, I would say their first name. I'd be like Grandpa, just to like make.
Really? You say their
Well,
first name?
I'd be like, "Oh, Grandpa George." But if
Really?
I would, so like, well, just to like clarify, I'm not talking about like my grandpa on my dad's
Yeah.
side, whose name was Don.
Yeah. But I say Grandma Hanson and Grandma Majeski.
Oh yeah, I don't really think that matters that much. But like if I were speaking to my grandparents, I'd be like grandma and grandpa. Like I would call my mom and my dad. You know.
Okay.
I call my grandma Grammy on my
Grammy?
mom's side, but she's the one I'm closest to because she lives in like
Mhm.
I have a step grandma and then like a biological grandma on my dad's side, but she passed away and she like I know her as Nana, and then
Uh-huh.
like I just call my step grandma Lois.
I
So
call my
like,
grandma grandmama.
Grandmama?
Yeah,
Really?
or robo grandma.
I'm gonna take a 180 degrees on what subject we're gonna talk about. How much time are we on?
52 minutes. But
Okay,
there was a lot
but
of
there's
bullshit
we were doing a lot of
before.
bullshit
Yeah.
beforehand. John had to fucking like unscrew the light bulb and shit because he didn't like the lighting. Anyways, so here's a would you rather for you. So would you rather have it so that whenever you go to a restaurant, one employee will just like straight up they haven't washed their hands their entire shift and they can't wash their hands the entire shift. So basically whenever you go there, then there's one random employee. It could be the guy on the cash register, or it could be the dishwasher, or it could be the guy making the fucking food. He never washed his hands, but it's one person, right? So that's the first option. Second option is whenever you go to a restaurant and you sit down inside, they do the thing where even if it's like McDonald's, all the staff comes out and they sing like "Happy Birthday" to you
Every time you go.
every time you go. So even if it's not your birthday, even if you're going to McDonald's and like there's two other people in there, the entire staff will go "Happy Birthday," like they'll like clap and do the
Do you,
whole
hang
whole
on.
thing.
Do you get the like dessert thing with
No,
it? Oh,
unless it is your actual birthday, then you get to the
Okay, here's
dessert.
what I'm saying. I know my decision. The first one, 100%.
Really?
Because like, if it was like the cooks, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But like, if it's like the person taking orders, like, they're not gonna be touching my food.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
hopefully not. Yeah.
But like,
Like think about that. I bet in your entire life you only gain an additional like 4 times being sick
yeah, that's
from
why.
that.
Yeah, that's why I would totally do that one. Cause like I hate being embarrassed. So
Yeah.
like I would.
Dwight Schrute would certainly take the first one because he
Yeah,
likes
it would
those.
strengthen his
He's
immune
strengthened his
system.
immune system.
I mean, technically it kind of would, but like
Yeah.
I hate being sick. So
Oh, I do hate being sick. I was sick around Christmas this year. It
I was
sucked.
I was dummy sick like in like early October. I got sick from somebody at school, and I was just like fighting demons.
Not COVID though, right?
frat flu.
No, I got tested, and I wasn't.
Were you
COVID.
like really sick for like a day?
I
and
was like
then-
really sick for like 2 days, and I had like a sore throat for like 3 weeks.
That's what on Christmas Day, like I got super sick, and then like I was like fine after. I just felt a little sick, but I got tested or whatever, and it said negative. So I think it was
I got
just the
that in like
flu, too.
September, like frat flu.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it was, because I was at a party. Like
Yeah,
I
that's probably
I was at a
freaking,
party.
I died. It was
You
like,
died?
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you like? Did you have like the
I
chills?
thought I had like a whole
thought
bunch
you
of
had
like COVID
COVID?
symptoms.
Yeah.
Went to
Yeah.
didn't even test me for COVID. It was like everyone here's had this. It's common.
I still can't believe I'm like the only one out of most of our friends who've gotten COVID.
I've never tested positive
I've
for
never
it.
tested
same.
positive.
Yeah.
I've
I've,
only
like-
probably gotten sick like 2 times since
I
COVID
think
started.
I've had it, but I haven't like gotten.
I got like some
Like a
frat
test.
flu twice this year. So
I got a frat flu. It was awful. I had the sore throat was the worst part.
Yeah.
I'd have to take like 2 Tylenol every day, and then I couldn't like. I couldn't even like swallow.
I didn't do
almost. It
anything
was-
for a
sucks.
week
Yeah, I
at
was.
school. I just laid in bed all day.
I think one of the most annoying symptoms of being sick is having a runny nose. That's one of my least
It
favorite.
yeah.
That's the thing I have the most. Like I had it like over the summer this year, and I had it like right around Christmas. Like remember when I went to your like we're gonna go to Maria's, and then I just drove with you to Jax's, and
Oh, yeah.
and I had that box of Kleenexes
Oh
with me.
yeah.
Yeah, that I hated that.
Yeah.
It was so annoying.
Dude, yeah, I hate. Yeah, that sucks.
Because
But
then you always have to like wipe your nose with your hand or something. You always feel like you need to, unless you
Yeah.
have Kleenexes with you, and then you look like a fucking disgusting
Yeah.
4-year-old,
pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But it's like the only other I don't have Kleenexes, so the only other thing I can do is like
Yeah.
suck it in.
I
But
know
then
what
you're
you-
not
Or
supposed to do
just,
that.
well, here's what I do if I don't have Kleenex on hand. I usually just go to the bathroom and blow my nose with toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. On Christmas, I had to literally go to the bathroom like 10 times. I was scared that my grandparents were gonna think I was like vaping or something in there. Because like I seriously would go up. My eyes would start to water, and then I'd go up, and it was like 10 times. And I wonder if anyone was like, "What the fuck?" No, my grandparents probably they think I'm a good boy, because I am. What are you doing?
This man is being out of pocket.
This man is goofy.
This man be goofy.
What else do we have to talk about? Oh, you know what I saw on Twitter yesterday? There's a guy who he's an astronaut, and
Shout out Lizzie.
they had to go on the space station, and he smuggled a gorilla costume on the space station, and then so basically in the middle of the night he put it on, and the other guy who he was with didn't know about it on the space station, and he like went and pretended he was a gorilla and like chased the guy, like went to the guy's bedroom, and then it's just like security camera footage of the guy like swimming, like astronaut swimming out, and the fucking gorilla going top speed chasing him.
I saw that video like 2
Send
days
that
ago.
to me. Send that to me.
Oh, I
Send
would
that
have to
me.
find. I can edit it in right now, but
Edit it in right now.
yeah. Yeah, I would have to edit it in right now. Wow, isn't that a funny video? I guess it's like we could still talk over the video.
I'm
group
surprised they
ourselves.
don't have like a Glock or something on that thing. Just like,
Yeah, could you imagine
You
like,
couldn't shoot somebody though.
huh?
Could you shoot somebody in the ISS?
Yeah,
I
but if
don't
it's
know.
a fucking gorilla, What would they do against aliens?
What happens? Like, what happens if something bad happens up there? They just die.
Oh, they're fucked. They're
Yeah.
fucked.
There's-
There's
I was
so-
thinking about that. Like,
You're gonna die in
they're
space.
so
Is what it
helping.
is.
You know what I was seriously thinking about the other day, but I realized I'm an idiot. I was like, you know how they had that whole ass rocket? They had this whole thing to get them onto the moon, and I was seriously like in my bed. It was like a 1 a.m. thought, like, how the fuck did that tiny little thing get back all the way to Earth when they had to use that whole jet rocket
Because
booster
there's
thing?
less gravity on the moon.
Yeah, but then they also like I think they reconnect that lander thing to that rocket
Oh, I'm not too
or
good.
something
I'm
like
not too
that.
good at my rocket science.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I mean, rocket math.
Yeah, I was seriously tripping. I was like, how the fuck?
Space to me is like the weirdest thing.
It's
Like,
so weird because it's
our
like,
minds can't really comprehend.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, you can like picture it in your head, but like you will never fully comprehend it unless you do it.
Unless
So
you
it's like,
go in
yeah.
space, which
So
I
it's
want
like,
to do someday.
that would be
Yeah.
so sweet.
Dude, and if they're gonna do like space tourism, will probably be a thing at the end of
Yeah.
our lives.
I wouldn't say near future, but definitely
Maybe in like 50 years.
yeah, not like 20 years, but like
Hopefully.
I doubt 20 years.
No.
20 years.
No,
is
I'm
just-
saying hopefully in like 50
yeah,
years.
50 years I could see that.
Yeah.
happening.
The one thing it's like you never think that that's like possible, but then it's like, can you imagine going back like 50 years and saying like, I have a piece of glass right here
Exactly. Yeah.
that I can search anything in the world and I can call people on it and I could just touch it and move my finger on it and it does shit and this is a piece of glass and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I know what
Oh,
you mean.
no, yeah. They wouldn't be. If you like showed that to like the pilgrims,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even.
They'd
They
think-
wouldn't.
If you showed
Like, what the fuck?
if people were playing Atari 2600 and then you showed them Red Dead Redemption 2, they'd be like, what the fuck?
And to be like, that was like 40 years apart, by the way. That was.
That
like,
is also yeah, that's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
crazy how like little like less time in all of history that video games have been a thing, or like even like movies have been a thing, or like TV. It's like one of the oldest movies I can think of is like what like Casa like black and white movies, and that was like the 19. I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I'm wrong.
40s, 30s.
Yeah.
20s.
Well, Wizard of Oz was like 1930s.
Was that in color?
Yeah, that was in color.
That was
That's
probably one of the first
crazy.
color.
I think that would have
movies.
might have been one of. I'm not. I'm
It's
gonna sound
gotta
like
be
an
It's
idiot.
gotta
the
be.
first.
Because it was like in black and white in the beginning, and then when she gets to the like Oz or whatever, then it's all in color.
That's crazy.
Oh,
So I think that might
yeah,
have been the whole
yeah.
meme is like, oh, now it's in color or whatever.
Well, I bet that
Or-
would have been crazy.
Or maybe
to
they
see.
edited it later, but I feel like that'd be way too hard.
When I was younger, I thought like, I thought the world was black and white.
No,
when
no, I did
I was
too.
like,
I did
Yeah, I
I would
think
be like,
everyone
I would
thought
ask
that.
my dad. I'd be like, Dad, was the when you were growing up, was the world in black
I
and
did
white? And he'd be like,
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah.
But like, there's like, yeah, your brain's
But-
still developing.
Yeah,
shit,
you're like-
so.
Can't
What
put
do you-
that connection
What
together.
like world like phenomenon now do you think would be like the hardest to explain to like a caveman? Like-
probably your phone.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
phone easily.
Like,
They-
imagine-
they take
But
you
like
through,
imagine talking imagine
It's a tool.
explaining like DoorDash to a caveman. He'd be pissed. It's like
Yeah,
you know how you have to go hunt for food? I just like I just touch a few things, touch this glass a few times,
And then food
and
is
then
delivered to
someone
where I am.
comes and brings me food.
and I give them paper,
Yeah.
and they give me food
Yeah, exactly.
in return for my paper.
Or like imagine
No,
explaining an NFT. Like I can't even
I
explain
can't
it.
even explain
Yeah.
NFT.
I have
think they're
this
so
fake-
stupid. I think they're
Yeah,
so
well, yeah.
stupid.
The thing is, though, is like it like I feel like it's gonna be a thing though. It's just where the world is headed.
I think I love making fun of NFT like things on
Same,
the
I think
close
it's
friends
funny, too.
Instagram story.
Yeah.
I've been posting
Yeah.
hella NFT memes.
Because NFTs, like the funniest thing about NFTs is that like all like the expensive one are like the gross like bored ape.
Bored
yeah, but
Ape,
it's like
yeah.
it's like
Bored
it's
Ape
like
Yacht Club.
it's like cryptocurrency. Like people still shit on it, but like at the end of the day,
It's worth
like
something.
Yeah, but crypto is like kind of like stock type shit, you know?
yeah,
So it
yeah.
makes
but
more
but I'm
sense.
saying I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but I'm saying like it's moving more towards the digital aspect, and it's the same thing as NFTs. It's like digital art, and like art has its own like
Yeah.
market to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's like. Could you imagine like if I make my own NFT, like if I just start like doing digital drawings and then selling them,
Dude,
Yeah, I
that's
don't think
one
it-
thing.
Yeah,
But then like it's like oh someone just paid fucking $500,000 for a fucking this shitty ape drawing.
yeah.
It's mostly like celebrities or
Well,
buying
yeah.
them, too,
Yeah.
'cause, like
Well,
they're the ones who can afford
The
it. and
NFTs are also like Bored Ape Club's a club, and there's like stuff behind just the image, just like a club.
Yeah.
Do you get into the club if you buy one of their NFTs or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's
Oh.
some NFTs that pay you for having it.
Oh, there's I've seen something about it,
Yeah.
but that's something like I do not have enough money for.
Yeah. Every time I see a celebrity on Twitter with like a fucking NFT profile, like a picture, I'm like, you're so cringe.
Yeah.
Cringe,
Like, you
it's
know,
cringe.
it might sound kind of sad, but it's like, Bob Saget died this week, and
Rest in
then
peace.
John Stamos posted like this like nice, cute little thing,
But he has a fucking NFT
but his
profile
profile picture
picture.
is a fucking ape, and so it's like this fucking disgusting ape saying like he was one of the most like the best friends I've ever had. He was like so funny. He like warmed my heart, whatever. Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
yeah.
I'll miss him so much.
Very
Stuff like
sad
that.
message.
Say, and then it's like sent by stupid fucking yellow gorilla ape.
Let me find it right now. I
Yeah.
want to find this.
I can edit in a picture right now, but
I want to see it though.
it makes
That is
I kind
funny
of feel
stuff.
bad talking about it because it's like,
Well, I
Flippin'.
know, but like,
yeah.
fuck.
Who else has who the fuck else has an NFT? Jimmy Fallon has
Oh
one,
my god.
and everyone was like, "You're so cringe."
Bro, bicycle cards.
Oh
came
no,
out with the
he
NFT.
changed it. He changed it to a
Okay,
picture
to a
of
picture of
him
him.
and John.
Is it bad that this actually interests me that bicycle
Him and
cards
Bob
came out
Saget.
with the NFT? And
Really?
they have like a NFT of I think it's just like two jokers and then the king, queen, whatever, jack of spades. I think it's just that.
Mhm.
Those are like NFTs. But then I looked and they're selling like they actually made like a deck of cards with like the NFT version. And it looks pretty sick, but the
Mhm.
part that sucks is they're like a couple $100, I think. And it's like
Yeah.
but I mean it's limited edition. There's only like 100 decks of them, so.
Mhm.
But like that's pretty cool to me because I kind of collect card decks.
Yeah.
But
Kale saw that you could make custom decks of cards, and I want to make one where it's like I draw the pictures myself, but it's like I'll draw it in like the style of like the bicycle cards, but like we'll custom every card to be like someone in our friend group. So like Jack will be Jack,
Obviously.
and you'll be like painted to look like the Jack, like the guy in the cards. Like
That would be so
the Joker
funny.
will be like Sandquist, and he'll be like
Yeah.
wearing like the. I guess Joker isn't in the deck, but
Yeah,
like.
you don't use it, but like it comes with
The
the
Joker will
thing.
be he'll be like Sandquist in the shower with like the dunce cap on,
That
like
would be
the
funny.
jester hat.
That would be funny.
Do you think you
Yeah.
could do that?
You
I
can.
could do it, but it'd be a pain in the ass. It'd probably be
would be-
expensive
I
as fuck.
looked. I looked. There was some that you could just do like the whole backs of them. So like you would just do one picture, and then
Yeah.
some of them you could customize just like the king, queen, and jack.
Yeah, that would be
Oh, yeah.
that'd be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure the quality of the cards aren't that good.
that's the
though.
problem. Yeah,
It would be a fun novelty item
Yeah.
though.
yeah, because yeah,
I find decks of cards very interesting. I think I have like 30 different decks of cards.
Where do
and
you buy all of them?
interesting.
So I bought a couple recently. I bought like 5 off the bicycle website,
Oh, okay.
and then like I've just like if I've gone up north like over the summer, and that like I was at I forget what it's Itasca State Park. I bought a couple there like themed there,
Oh, okay.
and then like I've just went to the mall, bought a couple like I don't know.
That's
I just kinda
dope.
buy 'em, man.
That's dope.
I don't know. I think they're
How
very
expensive
cool.
are they usually?
They can range anywhere from like 5, 10, $13. I'd say like the most I've ever bought one for was probably like $13.
Do you collect anything, John?
Clicked my not
Names.
gonna finish
NFTs?
that.
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
Think I'd ever buy an NFT? Hell no.
Hell no. Do you think that my son will ever buy an NFT? Hell no.
What do I collect?
Click my nuts.
I don't
Yo,
really
ma-
collect anything.
Collect bitches.
Yeah, how about you collect some bitches, bro?
Nah.
Non-fungible tokens, more like you're a non-fuckable.
NFT
Turd.
this, NFT this, NFT that. How about you tangible some
Yeah.
bitches, bro?
How about you non-funge my bitch or something like that? I love those memes where it's like when she's fording on my knight. That makes me want to have a battle royale. Stuff like that. Like just stupid shit like that.
Yeah. When you were taking a med kit in Loot Lake,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
Those are
dropping
funny.
ops.
Those are funny. Those are
Or
funny.
like,
stupid.
yeah. When she pods on my cast, shit makes me want to be quiet.
Bro, if you let me take a big one, you had minis or like those stupid ones.
Or yeah, like the guy is like, you took a big pot instead of a medipack. That's not gonna help you in the storm.
That dude is so funny.
Is John seriously? You still trying to think of something you collect?
I don't collect anything.
Okay.
You're still thinking?
I collect records mostly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's the thing I like about collecting stuff is because like it's like if you like it, it doesn't matter if other people like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and like, there's always gonna be somebody that might not be like interested in it. Like, I would say collecting cards, like decks of cards, isn't that weird. But like, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, you have like a collection of cards. That's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
but like, I feel like people can still appreciate it and still look at them and be like, oh, like those are cool.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
that about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those frames I have in my room where I have like my records framed. I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna keep those for like when I like when I move into my own place.
Yeah,
I can
that'll
like kind
look
of create
sick.
a little man cave or like place them in like my living room or
Yeah, that
something.
would be sweet.
Yeah, that
Don't
would be
tell my mom that though.
why.
My mom hates. No, this is just kind of a running joke. Where one time we were doing a puzzle on vacation, and I said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Wouldn't it be cool if like I had like we had like an office if I had like an office in my house?
What did he say?
If I had like an office in my house, and then like me and like my wife or whatever, like if we do like puzzles, wouldn't it be cool like to just like instead of having them taking them apart and putting them back in the box, you like do the thing where you like glue it and like you like if you have like cool looking puzzles, you could like hang some of them up in like one room and then like it's like the office or like the some workspace of something. And my mom just clowned on me for like she still clowns me. She clowns on me for like she's been clowning on me for that for like a year about me saying that. And she because at the time she was like okay, Lucas, well, when you move into your own house and you still want to do that, then maybe then you can do it. And
That's such a
it's like,
mom
why would
thing.
you say that? Just say like, okay, and then go into the fucking room and then laugh at me for having terrible
No,
ideas.
I think that's cool.
I
Yeah,
probably wouldn't do it, but
I wouldn't do it, but
I
I
think
think
it's
I
cool.
think if I walked into like somebody at a separate room and like I don't know, did it,
well, I
I'd be like,
wouldn't.
that's pretty cool.
I wasn't saying like I'm going to do it. I said, wouldn't it be neat if I
Yeah,
did that?
yeah.
And then my mom always told the story, and she's like, when Lucas grows up, he says that he's gonna hang them all over his house. It's like I didn't fucking
Yeah.
say that.
My mom does the same shit, dude. My mom does the same
Yeah.
shit.
So then, yeah,
excuse me, I must use the restroom.
yeah.
Don't put any Kleenexes down there.
You have to.
Alright, he doesn't actually know this, but this is the shitting on Jack segment now that he's
You have to like
gone.
hold the thing down, Jack. By the way, because it's a weak flush, so you gotta like hold the thing down.
The first
Yeah.
time so like when I was friends with Tyler in like 7th grade, the
Uh-huh.
first time I went to his house, I thought I clogged his toilet because his is like that.
Mhm.
And like I was just used to like pressing mine like it'd go
It'll
down.
go down.
So I'm like, bro, I clogged your toilet. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then he like just held it down. I'm like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
I've never been in like an embarrassing situation like that where it's like you like I clogged the toilet at someone else's house.
One time,
Yeah, same, I guess.
one time
Besides
at Borndale to start overflowing.
No.
Was I there? I think I
Like
might
the
have
water
been
started
there.
coming
Yeah.
out of the ground.
That's bad. That's
No.
bad.
And they like told me like it broke the toilet, but it happens that it actually happens quite a bit.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
I was
Toilets are
like freaking out.
sometimes
I'm like, what the
weird.
fuck is going on?
The worst thing that happens to me is that every time I'm at a like every girl who I'm friends with, it feels like they just like decide like not to have a fan in their bathroom. So it's like I take a shit or something like
Yeah.
that, and it's like, well, what the fuck do I do now? And they don't even spray in their bathroom either. So my solution to that is I just take a bunch of soap, put it on my hands, and then wave it around like this. I feel like it doesn't do anything, but I feel like the soap scent like spreads into the air a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only thing I can do. And it's like, what the fuck do you do? You have guys living in this house. You have a dad. How in the fuck? I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. I guess a lot of the girls that I'm friends with don't have like brothers. Now that I think about it, like Abby doesn't have a brother, and well, I guess that's it.
Say, I'm not really
Brooke-
friends with
Brooke
that.
Brooke doesn't have a brother, but like I don't. That's like the only girls' house I like would ever like
Veronica
I've
Radke
gone to
doesn't have a
recently.
brother.
Yeah, Maria doesn't have a brother.
Yeah, she does.
They're
Well, barely.
yeah, they're like old.
Maria's brother's probably like 20 years older than you.
Yeah, I mean, we probably never met him. Besides,
Didn't you
the
go to his
wedding.
wedding?
Yeah, but that's what other time have you seen
Dude,
him?
they had
I
good
didn't go to-
ham
I
and
didn't go to the
cheese
wedding.
sandwiches there.
Oh, was y'all talking about Maria's
Yeah.
brother's wedding? That looked fun from what I saw.
I didn't go.
I showed up late.
I don't remember what day that
simping
was. I
and
think
got annoyed by Bailey, so
Simping.
simping and being annoying by Bailey, so.
Oh, was
Yeah.
Bailey being Bailey?
well, that was right
But
after
like
that
Bailey
was
the
got
girl
caught.
I was with, we brought Bailey and this other chick,
Uh-huh.
and like that was after Yeah, that was after Bailey and another chick that was also at the wedding
Yeah.
were like ended, and like Bailey, it was. I don't want to say he did it on purpose, but it was pretty like.
He was being a menace.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
brought this other chick, and then was like being really annoying with this other chick, and I feel like he was doing it more to be like, haha, fuck you to like this other chick, rather than actually wanting to be with her. But like, I don't know.
Classic Bailey.
That's
I don't
tough.
know, man.
That's tough.
Love the kid, but
Can be a menace.
yeah. That was kind of fun the other night when we were at Bailey's grandma's house, and at the end of the night we were watching a movie, and then I don't know who said, but we were like, we should just clear up every problem that we have with
Yeah.
each other, and it was me, Kale, Abby, Bailey, Marcus, and Josh, and I go, you know what? I have zero problems with you, Marcus, you, Kale, or you, Josh. And then
No.
Abby and Bailey are like, what the fuck? It's like, well, really, Bailey, you think I'm not gonna have a problem with you?
It made it more funny because it was like Mark,
Then Bailey.
then Bailey, and then Josh, and then me. Because so you're like you.
I went
and
over
you,
Bailey.
and like Bailey's sitting right there. It was just
Yeah.
like, bro. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
And now I have no problems with anyone.
Oh God, I don't have it.
I
in
think
my
we
heart
should do
anymore.
that
Right now?
on the podcast.
I've-
Actually, I don't really.
Well,
have,
I've never. I mean,
Okay.
I don't really have any real
I
problems.
was saying, me and
Yeah.
Lucas already cleared it up. I've never had a problem with either of you besides.
I have a problem with you,
Well, I don't have a problem
you,
with
No,
and
no,
you.
me and Lucas don't have any like reoccurring problems, but like we would beef in middle school. That's
Yeah,
In
but
high
like-
school.
and in early high school.
In sophomore, in between
Sophomore.
junior year and sophomore year and junior year.
The thing I
So I
said,
guess most
What
of
did
high
we-
school.
What did we beef?
We were beefing on and off.
Okay, it was never like actual like beef, but it
We'd-
was like we'd be
I'd get
like
really
pissed
pissed
at
at
each
you.
other for like a day.
and that's
Yeah.
like the thing I said to him. I was like, bro, we're like all out of high school now. Like if you act like if you're gonna beef with somebody, like you better have an actual reason.
It's got to be
Yeah.
something
not just
like
some
really
like
fucked
bullshit.
up.
Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
said
yeah.
something to you, unless it was obviously bad. Like haha,
Yeah.
like your grandma died. Like go fuck yourself. Like
Yeah.
that I would
Some
understand.
super out of
That
pocket.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
like, okay, like you can hate them. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But like if they just said like you're ugly, like get the fuck over
You're a
it, dude.
pumpkin.
Like you can dislike them, but don't have it like affect your mood and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the person who's like called me that a lot, but like I did back then.
What's up, pumpkin?
That was so stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, can I like I'm gonna be real. Like some of that shit kind of psychologically fucked me up. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna lie. But
Because
like,
everyone was calling you pumpkin.
well, it's just like when you're repeatedly called something like that, like you
Yeah.
don't like or it just bothers you. It's like, you know, you can see why I would get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, I think the reason people called you it is because you got so pissed at the initial thing because it was just because you were wearing an orange shirt and you thought
I
that
was
he was
wearing an orange shirt playing basketball.
and you thought the guy who called you thought he was calling you fat. But
Did I?
yeah,
No, yeah,
no, because
maybe.
pumpkins are around. But it's like at that time, that guy who called you the pumpkin has no business calling you fat.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the case anymore, you know. But at that
I'm the only
time,
one that's a pumpkin here.
yeah, John, John fell off.
Bro, I'm just fat and happy. That's all that matters.
Hey,
Well, you're not
if you're
fat.
and at the end of the day, if you're happy and you're out over 300 pounds, you're good.
Okay.
I don't have a cholesterol problem, so I'm good.
Okay,
I'm high risk for colon cancer, so
what does that mean?
I have a higher chance of getting colon cancer.
Why though?
Because it's a genetic. It runs in my family.
Why did you say that?
just so random.
It ran with the theme,
It
but
ran with the theme. Because you said you have high cholesterol, and I was like, well, I'm actually fucking high risk for colon cancer, so I gotta get a colonoscopy probably when I'm like 40. rather
I
than,
didn't
like,
say I have
50.
high cholesterol.
No,
I
everyone
said
needs to get one in
as
their
long as
40s.
I don't have high cholesterol. So that's just what.
You said you don't have high cholesterol.
Yeah, but
I didn't say you did. I said you said. All right, forget it.
That'll have to be the Instagram clip of Jackson saying, "I have a higher chance of colon
I'm
cancer."
high risk for colon cancer.
Yeah.
what did he say?
How much time we at, Jack?
117.
Okay. Well, maybe we can wrap it up soon. Got any last things we can talk about?
Um,
On
you guys excited for spring semester?
I am kind of. I have to wake up way earlier, but
it is what it is.
I don't have to wake up as early, so I'm very happy, and I don't have classes on Friday.
yeah, I also
so,
don't have class on Fridays.
I'm
So-
not even doing a second semester at Ember.
Damn,
What you about to do? Just work?
I'm gonna work. I'm hopefully gonna look for another job, and then I'm also gonna try to get my real estate license and do more
Okay.
shit with that. Cause you don't. That's like a
Sheesh.
course, so you don't need to go through like
Right.
a school to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still like a 90-hour course, but like
Does it cost money too?
yeah, it's like $500. But I mean, like $500 for
Versus thousands of dollars
versus
for college.
for going to school to get a degree that you probably won't even need is like I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely a career path.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the end of the last episode because we got Bailey on the fucking.
How'd you get it? Oh, were you guys fucking like using your Apple TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kinda funny.
All right. Well, we got to wrap it up then. That means because well, I guess we don't really need to, but
Wait, is this just FaceTime?
You know what? I
Yeah.
think I think since we told that story, we should go back to that Canes tonight.
tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight?
I'll drive.
You'll drive?
If you drive,
How about on Friday?
Why
Is that-
can't you tonight?
Because I just ate before you
Bro,
guys came
let's
here.
just go.
I'm not
You
hungry.
could get some. You could get some for later.
You could just go too if you
Yeah,
want,
you could
right?
just go. It would be fun.
I want Canes. I don't want to go to Canes and not get
Well,
Canes.
then get some, eat what you can, and bring the rest home. And heat it up in your air fryer.
I don't want to heat it up in my air fryer. I want to.
Think about it.
Can we just go some other? Can we go tomorrow?
Nah, bro. I want to go now.
No, because he's not gonna be here. He's not gonna be there.
So?
No, that's not funny. We
That's
gotta.
not the point. I'm hungry.
No,
Hi, hungry.
let's go somewhere else, and then we can go to Canes on Friday. We're gonna hang out again on Friday, so let's just go on Friday.
No, I know what you're gonna do. No, we're just gonna actually kiss me.
Okay, end the podcast, and we can talk about this.
Alright, everybody. Me and John